What's up, everyone? Let's talk a little week 4 fantasy football. Um, what up? Damn, that was quick, Charles. Where you at? I'm at like a local breakfast place that I like to eat at. What questions you got for me? What's up, Nolan? What's up, Tim? What's up, Riff? Jared in the house? What's up, Jared? Should I trade Jones for Kittle? Aaron Jones, I assume you mean. I probably would if you're in real need of a tight end, but I don't know that you could really say one is like a advantage over the other. They're both pretty darn good, players that have a little bit of the same kind of risk of not doing much. So just traded John Brown and DK Metcalf for Diggs. Again, that's another move that's kind of like similar, where both players are high potential. Both players have some risk. What's up, Adventures? What's up, Bill? Jackson or Rivers versus... I go Jackson, man. I know Miami's a tasty matchup, but you don't bench a guy like Lamar. You don't bench any of those kinds of players. What's up? What's up, JC? What's up, Jag? What's up, Damon? Any word on Jay Ajayi? I haven't checked today, but I'm not too concerned about picking him up or making him somebody that I need to roster. I just don't think Jay Ajayi is a guy that has the knees. He has worse knees than Todd Gurley. So I'm not going to go scooping up Jay Ajayi myself. Not yet, anyways. Is Andrews playing? I'm not sure yet. We'll have to check the news a little later today. Dave, what's up? New fan of yours. You the man. Thanks, Dave. Carson, Fournette, Ingram, Freeman. Pick 2. I'd say Ingram for sure, and I'd probably go Carson for now, and then look to trade either Carson or Fournette or both of those guys later. You're killing me, Smalls. Live shows during work hours. Sorry, Honest Abe. Trying to do a little bit of every time frame for you guys. I know you guys all like nighttime, and there's a lot of people that do want to do daytime stuff. We get less people in here sometimes not during the day, so that's why I tend to go night, but I'd like to mix it up for you guys. Trade Singletary and Landry for Eckler and Robinson. I think Singletary and right now Eckler is good. Eckler is gold for 1 week, and then he goes back to being a backup, and so I kind of like Singletary the best out of all those players, but right now Singletary's not the starter. So, once Singletary gets in there and back, then, I think we start talking about him. So long term, I like Singletary better in that deal. So Lions, Chiefs, game day, front row end zone, Scott. That's awesome, man. I hope to see you. I hope you have the Fantasy Football Show sign. I'll tell you what, Scott, and I know this is a big ask and probably very unlikely, but if I see a The Fantasy Football Show sign, you get a lifetime membership to sleeperu.com. No question about it. And I'll put your name on the whole month of November on my show. In the corner of the show, I'll put your name in the corner. So get video footage of that. Rolling with Smitty. What's up, Doobie? Dalton and on Monday night. McCoy or Monty? McCoy for now. McCoy for now if he's a go. Would you trade James White and AP for Damian Williams? James White and AP. That's not a bad move in case Damian does return to form, and there's no bet that he will. James White will help you a little more now, so it kind of depends on if you want to make a gamble for the future or if you want to now. Elvin Gordon and a wide receiver 3, do that. Hey, Smitty, might be able to sell Lamar high with carry-on to get James Conner and McCoy. I don't know that that's selling high, man. I'm not a big fan of Conner. I think Conner could be losing his job at some point. Carry-on. So you're selling Lamar with carry-on for James, Conner, and McCoy. I like carry-on as much as I like Conner, and I like carry-on as much as I like McCoy. So if anything, I don't think you're selling high. I think you're absolutely giving away almost Lamar for free. So that would be my advice for you. You getting any pizza right now? This place does serve some pizza, but no, I had breakfast, late breakfast. It's only It's like 1 something here. I know. I woke up a little late today. It's like 1 something here where I'm at. So there's still like brunch and stuff. I picked up Robbie Anderson. Can he be a top 30 wide receiver? He could be, but I'm not like banking on it, but he could be. I just don't like that situation right now. Even when Darnold gets back or whatever, I mean, Darnold likes him a lot more. So he could potentially score like that. So I wouldn't rule it out, but I'm not a huge fan of Robbie. So in my Dynasty League, I traded Landry, Djax, and Cohen due to Barkley injury and scooped up Howard off waivers this week, doing what I can with AB and Quan. I get you, man. Good trying, Liam, and keep at it. Trade Adams or Gordon. I have Rodgers Adams duo right now. My other wide receivers are Godwin and Evans and Juju. And I have Kamara. So you have Kamara, you have A-Rod, you have Adams, you have Godwin. I mean, I don't know that you have to trade anybody, but I'm always looking to buy low and selling high. So if you can trade Gordon high, I don't know if you mean Josh Gordon or if you mean Melvin Gordon, but Melvin Gordon's going to be a beast. I don't know that you could get what you should be able to, what you deserve to get for him if you were to trade Gordon now. Trading Gordon now feels like you're selling before the stock's about to go higher and higher. So I don't know that I'd trade him. Josh Gordon, I don't think you trade him either. He doesn't have a high value yet. Let him go off and then maybe trade him or keep him. Smitty the GOAT, thank you, Kevin. Dalton, Monday night, not liking Dalton really any night, man. Doesn't matter if it's Monday night, doesn't matter if it's Tuesday night, Wednesday. I'm just not a big fan. Hit the like button, watching later, says Seth. Thank you. Evans or Watkins? I mean, anything can happen, but you don't sit Evans. We just saw why. And I can't tell you how many people email me through my Ask Smitty feature on sleeperu.com. Email me and say, Smitty, should I bench Mike Evans for Hollywood? Should I bench Mike Evans for John Ross? No, the answer is no. You don't bench Evans ever. Knocked everything over on my table just to prove a point to you. Everyone's looking at me. Like, why is he banging the table? Hey, Smitty, new here, love the show. McLaurin or Hardman? That is a tough one, bro. And first of all, welcome to the show. Boy, I think you got to go. I think you got to try to find a way to play both, bro. That's really tough. But I think they're both capable of a TD. So I don't know. I'd find a way to play both. But if you made me choose, I'd probably go with Mahomes just because that offense is so amazing. And rolled with Hardman scoring 2 touchdowns, 1 touchdown versus McLaurin's really good 70-1. I assume that Hardman will get enough looks to kind of get near his numbers, even if Hardman has a bad game. But that's a total crapshoot, man. Ridley or DJ Moore? I go Ridley, but I wouldn't blame anybody for going DJ Moore. That's like a 50-50 call. So trust your gut on that one. What's up, Shane? Shane says, thumbs up. What receivers could I possibly get for Bell? Buy low on Mike Thomas now before it's too late. I said buy low on Evans. That window's closed. I said buy low on Melvin Gordon. That window's closed. I said buy low on Adams. That window's closed. Buy low on Aaron Rodgers. That window is closed. The only people left that have like elite talent that you can buy lower than you should by a lot would be I would say the best candidates, and I've been preaching it all week, would be Zeke Elliott at running back. It would be Mike Thomas at wide receiver. It would be, I'd say those are like the only 2 huge guys that you can go get. Juju a little bit, and then George Kittle at tight end. Those are your biggest buy low guys going into 2019 week 4. Darrell Williams, diamond in the rough, could be. Dave with the super chat. I traded Fournette, Galladay, and Greg Olsen for Adams, Kittle, Malcolm Brown. Well, you got one over on them, bro. You got one over on them. Adams is the best player in the deal. Kittle is easily as good as Olsen, Galladay, or Fournette. I probably would trade for Adams with all that, not even getting Kittle, and you got Kittle. So, fantastic. Guys, I'm going to jump to the bottom, so please ask your question again if I missed it. I've got too many way up above. I want to stay kind of current with Did I get another super chat in here? Did I miss? Might have missed another super chat. Sorry, hold on, I'm looking. I'm looking. If I missed your super chat, let me know, please. Traded Lamar, Jackson, and Curtis Samuel for Watson. And I love it. I love Watson, man. Is Melvin Gordon able to play Sunday? It looks like I'll have to check the news right now. Honestly, I didn't go on the news right before I went on this live. It could be that there's a little bit of buzz that he could play. I don't think he will. I don't think he'll be able to play this one, but let's check. I don't know if anybody has access to Roto World right now that can check and report in here. What's up, Smitty? Lewis, new subscriber to the channel, need 3. Welcome to the channel, Lewis, and I would say Evans is a lock, obviously. So really you need 2. Watkins, Lockett, Edelman. Watkins, I go with the offense, and I go with Lockett for right now. Edelman, he's capable any game, dude. And so trust your gut between Lockett and Edelman, but lock in Watkins, lock in Evans, and then go with your gut, because I'm kind of indifferent on Lockett and Edelman, to be honest with you. I hate to tell you I'm leaning one way. I did give you an answer, but you know what? I'm going to backtrack that, retract that, and say go with your gut, because I feel very indifferent about choosing between those two guys. Woods, Dorsett. What was that question? It went by so quick. Marvin Jones. I go Woods right now. I'm not giving up on him just yet. With McLaren injury, would you start anyone over Monty? You know, and I'll go back to that question. I think it was a super chat or the new subscriber. With McLaurin's injury, I'm going to say that Hardman's the safer choice on that earlier question. What was the question here? Should I trade Zeke for Michael Thomas and Damian Williams? I would not give up Zeke. An actual show while I'm awake, says Henry. Welcome, Henry. I try and mix it up, man. I don't always do late shows. With McLaurin injury, would you start him over Monty? I start Monty unless McLaurin looks 100%. And I already answered Lopez that question. I would go Woods right now. I'm not giving up on him. Would you give up Thielen and Monty for Thomas? Thielen and Monty for Mike Thomas. That is a tough one because I think Monty will come on strong. But for right now, Thomas is the better play overall. But Thielen's good enough, man. You might be okay with that. I don't know. That's a tough one. I'd say, hey, in the chat, do you think you should take Mike Thomas or Thielen and Monty? So drop a line on that. Let him know what you think. Devin or Gore, Devin Singletary. Depends on if Devin's playing. If Devin's starting, then Devin. Latest news on Roto World with Justin Jackson out. Gordon could play limited role, but lock in Eckler as the running back 1. Okay. So it looks like that's the most updated news according to NC. So thank you for giving us that update. And if the news is that he's going to play a limited role, you don't start Gordon yet unless you have no one at running back. You got hit with injury hardcore. Breaking, Jay Ajayi says he's fully recovered. Thoughts on picking him up? Of course he's going to say that. He's trying to get a starting role. I don't trust him. I don't trust his knees. He's been out of football. I don't think a guy like that who struggled to do it while he was in game shape and on teams and playing and practicing and learning playbooks, how is he going to come in and just be dominant? I don't know. It'd have to be the most ideal situation. There are a couple out there that could fit the bill, but I don't think he steps into a starting role. I just don't. Thielen and Monty's 1, leaning Thomas for right now. Thomas. So you got a couple people leaning more Thomas, I think, than anything. I would go Thomas myself for now, but God, if Monty gets in there, that could be a trade you regret. I'm just telling you right now. Smitty, would you trade Aaron Jones for Waller? Other running backs are DJ, Monty, Melvin, and Burkhead. Would you trade Aaron Jones for Waller? I might in that situation if you literally have no one else at tight end and that can help you dominate. Why not? But I love Monty. If Monty gets in there, he's going to be amazing. But Waller's playing great, so I wouldn't be shocked on that. Oh wow, thanks for the Gordon news, says Harrison. Yep, thank you for dropping that, NC. How would you feel about Richardson and Keenan against the Giants over anyone in the Patriots-Bills game? You'd have to give me names before I can tell you, but I'm not sure I'm buying what you're selling there. But give me some names. Who do you start at flex week 4? Connor, Edelman, or Edelman. I'd say Connor for now, but I don't know. With Edelman being banged up, I'm just not ready to. That's why I gave that other answer where I put Edelman on the bench. I forget what the question was already. I forget the questions like that. So if you're doing a follow-up, like I have no idea what you're talking about, like 4 questions later. So I don't. Yeah, Edelman. I'm not sold on this week. Thanks about Dorsett, Marvin Jones. What about Dorsett, Marvin Jones? I think if Edelman's out, Dorsett's a go. If Edelman's in, Dorsett's still probably equal to Marvin. Marvin might be a slightly more advantageous play, but if Edelman's out, dude, Dorsett. Ajayi, someone please sign me, says Ajayi. MT, yes. Hardman or Robinson standard. God, that's a tough one. You're going to get burned on that like 50% of the time because I think Mahomes is going to make one of those guys a monster each week, along with rotating between Hopkins or Watkins. I probably can't sit Hardman at this point, but I love both. I'm starting both in one league. I'm starting Robinson in another. I'm starting Watkins and Robinson in another. I'm starting Watkinson is what I call that duo. Watkins and Robinson in the same lineup is called Watkinson. Thanks about Dorsett and Marvin, says Lopez again. Let's go, boys. Hit the thumbs up, says Bill. Bill is a big brain. Bill is a big freaking brain. Wilson or Brady? I go Brady this week, and then we see what happens with Wilson. You got to start Connor because the Bengals give up more passing. Sorry, swallowed this wrong. You got to start Connor because the Bengals give up most pass rushing yards in league, says Harrison. McCoy or Monty? This week, go McCoy, but I hope you have a problem on your hands soon because that means that McCoy will be rolling. You the man, says Lopez. Thank you, sir. Can Diggs get close to his last year stats? I don't know. Diggs is in trouble because he's not good with the team. That's never a good thing. He wants out, says he wants to trade. He's not being used the way he wants to be used, and I don't blame him for being mad, but he's causing waves, and that doesn't always jive well, man. But who knows? He could go nuts, but I don't know that I would say I'd bank on that. People are like putting Diggs into like a wide receiver 4 slot in their team now. I don't think people are even counting on him as an excellent wide receiver 3 at this point. Smitty got offered Carson and Chark for Adams. Should I take that? I would take Adams, depending on the news. Does anybody know? Can someone pull up the news on Adams for right this second? If there's anything going on, tell me what the news says right now for Adams. So Smitty, NC, get on that. NC's our news correspondent. Do you think Diggs finds his groove? I don't know that I'm going to count on that. Boyd, Devonta Freeman, McLaurin, or Galladay? I go Galladay right now. I like Galladay. McLaurin's kind of banged up. Freeman's inconsistent, but keep him. He could get better and better. And Boyd, I think Boyd and Galladay are the players you're picking between. So, Zold, should I start Mike Evans or Evan Ingram? How is that a question, Zold? Evans is a beast, dude. You don't sit Evans. Congratulations for having both. And you need to make a trade, young man, because you have Ingram and obviously a better tight end than Ingram. So you're looking at Ingram as your flex, or you don't have tight ends in your league. But you need to trade your other tight end or Ingram on the high and get yourself out of the situation. But there really is no situation because Evans you start every week. If Godwin can't go, Ridley, Singletary, Royce Freeman, Gallman, or Hawkinson. If Godwin can't go, I would say Ridley. We don't know yet on Singletary. McCoy may actually have been decent this year with the Bills because they are looking good. Well, I like him where he's at right now in KC. Got offered Hopkins and Chris Thompson for Saquon and MVS. I had Carson and Melvin Gordon coming back. Mahomes, thoughts? If it's a redraft league, and I assume it is a redraft league, you don't trade Hopkins for Saquon straight up. Chris Thompson and MVS are like, you could argue that, MVS would probably rather have, I don't know. So you're talking about trading Hopkins, a top 5 overall player, top 6 overall player for a guy that if you're drafting today, you wouldn't draft near that. So no. MRI was done, not believed to be serious, says Nolan. Toe injury, not serious, according. So everyone's talking about Adams' turf toe. So we're not sure what's going on with that, but definitely then that would make me want to do that. So they're assuming turf toe. There's supposed to be an update injury tonight. News just released says it's believed to not be serious. Okay, so everyone's reporting that Adams will be fine. Usually turf toe does usually hinder you for quite a while, but yeah. Do I drop Diggs for Shepard? I think for now, no. Allen Robinson or Singletary for flex, I'd say depends on can someone post the Singletary news? When I'm not in my studio, I don't have access to that on the fly, so that's the disadvantage of doing this way. But I have you guys reporting, so someone give me a news report on Singletary. Need help? Should I trade Dalvin for Michael and Melvin Gordon? Oh, that's a tough one. I think you might have got your first trade Dalvin Cook from me that you've heard probably in the last 3 weeks. I probably would do that if you aren't like 3-0. If you aren't 3-0 and dominating, your team's like amazing. I don't know your team. I assume that you're doing this because you need to make a move. If so, then you probably can't get a better move than Melvin Gordon and Mike Thomas. That's honestly pretty darn good. So I think I like that. Ian Rapport, MRI done, not believed to be serious, says Nolan. Thank you. Pick 2, Fitz, Godwin, Shepard, McLaurin. McLaurin's banged up. So unless there's like he's 100% go, he's fine. Like you need to like set him aside for right now. I love him. I'd start him every week if he's healthy. So Fitz and Godwin seem to be. If Godwin's a go, if Godwin's not a go, then you have your choices made for you. Turf toe could be multiple weeks for Adams. Getting multiple reports on the Adams stuff, but I think he's gonna play. So Smitty, how do I upgrade carry on? Trying to trade one of those wide receiver 3s that's going crazy that you might have. If you did draft an extra tight end, look at trying to upgrade using like just one of those players with carry on to get a slightly better player. You have to throw some examples at me. Adam says turf toe awaiting evaluation from doctor, says Doobie. Turf toe is bad, especially considering he didn't want to put his shoe on last night. Says Big Timer. Since Terry McLaurin could be injured, start Landry and John Ross or Dorsett in his place. I'd say Ross for sure, and then in between Landry and Dorsett, it comes down to if Edelman's playing, Dorsett's a lock if Edelman's sitting. Charlie Diggs wants a trade. Take a lap, Smitty. Cobb or Devin Smith Sunday night. Probably Devin, but that could go either way. NC Roto World posted a quote from Adam saying he's got a bad turf toe and quoted him saying that he was hurt so bad he didn't even want to put his shoe back on after the game, but has 10 days to rest. So, good report, NC. Very thorough. I think NC's our official, while I'm out of the studio, news correspondent. So, NC, I'm glad you reported to work today. Figured up McCoy and Darrell Williams. I think you're just asking, who should you start? I think I would go McCoy for sure if he's a go and everything looks good. Fire up McCoy and Darrell. Yeah, so if you're not asking about which one, you're just saying fire them both up. Yeah, why not? That offense is fire, so fire it up. Who should I start this week? I've been saying that phrase. That's funny. I'm not sure if you follow me on Instagram, but I've been saying fire them up on Instagram whenever I'm put somebody in a lineup. So it's kind of funny. T.Y. Hilton doubtful, not good. Waller or Andrews? We don't know if Andrews is good, so Waller. And Waller's playing better than really a lot of most anybody right now. So Waller. Smitty got Brady and Keenum. Would you dare start Keenum over Brady? No, Martinez. Take a lap. What up, Smitty? What's up, Savvy? Savvy back in the house full time. I like it. All my third round plus ninth rounder shares of Damian Darwin look to be in the crapper right now. I guess it's 8 teams. I guess that's 8 teams I throw in the crapper. All my third round plus ninth round shares of Damian and Darwin. Oh, so you can't put all your eggs in one basket, Henry. That's just the way that goes. I do a lot of leagues and I make sure they're all very, very different. You don't want your whole season going down the drain because of something like that. It's really impossible to predict. Should know if Damian is going to be a bust. I should have known, you mean? Yeah. Singletary Limited yesterday and today trending towards playing. Nice, big timer. Love your show. Breakdowns, man. Thanks, David. If McLaurin plays, you start over DJ Moore. I think I start DJ Moore until we know what's up with McLaurin, or you get like he's a total go, he's ready to roll, then you go McLaurin. Hi, Smitty. I like your new studio. Thanks. Which would you package in a trade? What time is it? Okay, just making sure. Which would you package in a trade for a running back, Waller or Andrews? You're not going to get as much for Andrews right now, so if you believe in both, I would trade Waller on the high. Waller's going to get you more. Singletary is questionable for Sunday, says esports. Well, I'm going to roll with Singletary, but Singletary isn't a bad play either. Everyone gives Smitty a like. Wear your manners. That's what I'm saying. Wear your manners. Come into my outdoor studio and don't wipe your feet when you walk in the door. So just picked up Paris Campbell for Colts because of injuries to other wide receivers. Good move. Yeah, I think Campbell's a decent hold right now. Wood depends on your options. Woods, Ridley, D-Rob at flex. I know it's a crapshoot. Woods and oh god. Honestly, what do you guys think? Post below. Woods, Ridley, or D-Rob? Who are you starting if you got to pick one? That's a tough one. I think Woods probably is the guy that feels like, I know he hasn't done anything, but he still feels like the safest bet to do okay. I think Ridley is the person I probably lean to. So I probably go Ridley. I just think he's going to have a big year. But D-Rob could be huge. But comment what you guys think below. Gordon, Dorsett, Allen, or should I stream Richardson, Keenum? I go Gordon and Allen. I'm not sure if you need 2 or 3. Let's see. Shep is fine, says Timer. Cobb or Devin? I say Devin. I think I already answered that one. Chris, 2. Pick Metcalf. Pick 2. Metcalf, D-Rob, Montgomery. I go Montgomery and D-Rob, but you wouldn't be crazy to go Metcalf and D-Rob. But that's what I would do anyways. Dylan, thanks, Smitty. You're welcome, bro. If Edelman is out, do I start Josh Gordon over Godwin? Yeah, because Godwin's banged up, and you don't know what's going on with him. But if Godwin were like a go, and they're like, hey, he's 100%, then I probably would go. But if he's banged up at all still, and I think he's going to trend that way, that Gordon's a good play if Edelman's out. A lot of variables there. Yeah, I don't see any either big timer. Someone chatted earlier and said he was on the injury report. Fantasy Live lost Damon. I don't know what that means. But I appreciate it, Damon. If Kenny Still's flex worthy in a deep league, is Kenny Still flex worthy? He's okay. He's hit and miss, man. If you're hurting, then yeah. Turto will last all year for sure. It also depends, Kyle, on the severity. He's saying he had trouble putting on a shoe. That tends to mean that it's a very severe one, but we still don't know. Tyreek Hill timetable. I don't think they've updated us on Tyreek Hill's timetable. Fantasy Live post Adams MRI not serious. Boom. That's what a lot of people are saying. Then other people come back in and are like, it looks bad, but Turto is bad. Turto is no joke. But I still think he'll be okay. He's worth trading and buying low if someone's freaking out. So maybe get another buy low window open for Damien. Fake news, haha, he's fine. Okay, I'm scrolling to the bottom. I need to get current. Smitty, Williams or Lindsey. I don't know what Williams you're talking about. I think you mean Daryl with 1L or Lindsey. I go Daryl with 1L, but that's me. No, I go Lindsey for now. That's a tough one, though. What do you guys think? Lindsey or Daryl with a 1L Williams? Comment below. Let's get some good advice on that one, because that one I'm torn on. I'm going to hold off on committing on that one. I don't know. I'm thinking. Patriots D versus Buffalo or Rams D versus Tampa. I go Rams D versus Tampa for right now. McLaurin, Josh Gordon. I go Josh Gordon if Edelman's out for sure. Damian Williams is fire. Or Daryl Williams is fire, says Roger. Lindsey says Ruben. Smitty, Chris Thompson, or McLaurin. You got to go Thompson until you know. Or you got to go McLaurin if he's playing. Singletary or Godwin at flex. Both are hurt, so whoever's more healthy, man. Lindsey, vote for that other question. Thanks, Smitty. Me too, bro, says Brandon. I fear Adams will be like Julio Jones and linger all season. Doesn't mean Adams can't produce. Definitely sucks. Let's put it that way. It's not good. It's not a great thing. Big aloha, happy Friday. Probably Lindsay, who knows. Trade Shepard for Aaron Jones. Have Odell trade Shepard for Aaron Jones? Absolutely. How do you get that deal? How come I can't get that stuff? Tate, worth a pickup? Yeah, it depends on who you're dropping though. Working and listening to Smitty on Friday. Thank you, big timer. Boom. Lindsay, another Lindsay vote. Thanks again, bro. Love your takes. Thank you, Lopez. O'Connor, one LKC running back. Don't know what that means, Michael, but boom. Thank you anyways. Stupid autocorrect, Smitty. Brandon, Singletary Ross for Edelman. Thoughts? Singletary and Ross? I take Singletary and Ross over Edelman, absolutely. Singletary could be a beast down the stretch. I offered Andrews and McLaren for Kittle and McLaren for Kittle and McLaren and Freeman for Kittle. I'm confused, Dylan, but I like Kittle a lot. I think buying low is definitely worth it. T.Y. hurt or Ross? Well, T.Y. probably won't play according to what people are saying in the chat here, but I don't know if that'll change or if that's even for sure. So Ross might be your guy, but if T.Y.'s playing, I find it tough sitting T.Y. because I think it's one of those things if T.Y. does end up playing, and I don't think he will as of this moment, it'd be like that one where he looks fine. He scores a touchdown and you're like, what the hell? What the hell, news? Darren, a new sub here. Love the channel, Juju or D-Rob. First of all, Darren, glad to have you. And you don't sit Juju. And because you're new, you don't have to take a lap. But you don't sit Juju. But I love D-Rob. Can you find a way? So here's the thing, Darren. You don't sit your number one wide receiver. Juju is a number one wide receiver. It's almost like you're having a conversation, and I'm not going at you here. I'm just trying to voice it out here. It's like you're talking about your wide receiver 1 with a guy that's competing for your wide receiver 3. I don't know who you have at wide receiver 2, but this conversation we're having about sitting Juju, we should be having about your second and third spot, or if you only start 2 wide receivers, your second wide receiver. We shouldn't be talking about Juju. So tell me who the other wide receivers are. I'd be interested to know. I have Julio and just traded for Juju, and have Galladay and Boyd. Nice. Ray, thank you for the super chat. Daryl Williams, Diggs, or Chris Godwin. If Chris Godwin is a go, and you can join me live 1 hour before kickoff. I go live for the whole hour, so you can come in and we can do an update on this stuff. So don't think you're just left in the lurch. So come back 1 hour before game time. I'm live every Sunday morning. If Godwin is a go and looks 100, you kind of got to play him. If he's banged up and we're worried, then Daryl's a really good play, but he's got some risk of workload and, will he do everything? So good question. We don't have an answer yet. I would lean Daryl for right now. Put Daryl in case Godwin doesn't go or something, but I think Godwin, if he trends, no shave November beards are in, bro. I'm getting a head start. Love you, man. You helped me confirm getting the 4th pick and Mahomes at my 2nd round. Trust the man's insight. Thank you, Brandon. Mahomes is carrying people left and right. Is Ajayi worth a pickup? I don't know at this point. I say no for now. Let's find out what happens. Do you trade Chubb or Melvin Gordon for Mike Thomas? I trade Chubb for Mike Thomas in a heartbeat. I'm going to scroll to the bottom. Sorry if I miss anybody's question. You trade Julio for Juju. Keep Julio, but for next year I would. So if it's a dynasty question, how do you get notifications when you're live? Hit that bell, esports. I don't know if you hit that bell. You also might have something on your phone in your settings. If you go to YouTube, under settings, go to YouTube and make sure your notifications are turned on. You might have it turned off there. But you'll get that notification. But the 2 things you can know where you can find me 100% every single week, 1 hour before game time, I'm here live on the show. And on Wednesday nights, I do my CBS Sports radio show. I broadcast it live here on my show at 10 p.m. Eastern. So out of all else, like out of all other shows, you know that you can count on those times. 10 p.m. Eastern every Wednesday for 1 hour, the CBS show, and then of course right on my show 1 hour before game time. So the other stuff's kind of random, and you do need to hit that notification bell. So just hit the bell. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. Some people will watch, they don't subscribe, then they can't find it again. If you get lost, if you're out in the ocean known as YouTube and you're like, damn it, what was that channel? It's thefantasyfootballshow.com. Redirects you right over to the show. Will Tyreek Hill be a top 5 wide receiver? I don't know the answer to that. I think he should. If anyone cares, I'm currently first place in NFFC out of 3,200 people for $200,000. Nice job. Asking questions in multiple messages is impossible for Smitty to follow. Put it in 1 to 3 messages, says Doobie. Doobie's like my police. Thank you, Doobie. Was offered Cook Madison for Gordon Eckler. Do I accept that? No. Cook is better. Cook is better by far. Cook is a top 3 player right now. And the backup in Madison is just as good as Eckler. Honestly, I like Madison that much. And you can call me crazy. Who should I start, Bridgewater or Trubisky? Probably Trubisky at this point, bro. Monty for Bell. I go get Bell for now. I could live to regret that, and I'm a huge Monty supporter. Huge. But Bell is a running back 1, so was offered. Oh, I got that one. Where you can find me, Ruben says. I don't know what you mean, Ruben, but no problem. Asking questions. Oh, I already got that. Okay, I think I'm caught up. I'm going down to the bottom. Smitty, #1 fantasy man. Been listening since 1.5K subs. You admit if you're wrong in on a player and what to do next. Other shows won't admit it and act like they've been giving the correct advice all along. I know they do. I'll tell you who I've missed on. I've missed on Damian Williams. I've missed on not calling out Lamar Jackson as big as he's been, and I've even been here on record doubting him. I did. But there are a lot of players. So, yeah, there are players that I've missed on. I haven't missed on Darrell Henderson yet. I know everyone's going to give me shit on that, but I haven't missed on Darrell Henderson yet. Give the guy a chance. We're 3 weeks through. We just started the beginning of the 4th week, and everyone's freaking out and saying he sucks when he hasn't been giving carries. You can't say he sucks. You can say a situation sucks, but you can't say he sucks. I've been wrong on trying to think of the other big name things that I've gotten wrong so far. Most of every bus call I've had, I've gotten right. So James Conner, one of the biggest busts of 2019. Has he not been? Todd Gurley, the biggest bust of 2019. And I led that train. You go find somebody that said Todd Gurley was going to be the biggest bust of 2019 before I did in January when he was number 3. And he's been a bust. Mixon's been a total bust. I've been wrong about Cooper Kupp being a bust. I'll admit that. That is an oopsie on me. I need to take a lap on that. Maybe I'll take a lap before I leave here. But that isn't to say my worry wasn't necessarily talent. It's my worry is injury. So maybe he gets hurt and I end up being right. Then I'm going to take that lap back. I'm going to play it and rewind and reverse time and get my lap back if I'm wrong. I'll take the Cooper Kupp lap early, but know that I'm going to rewind time and get my time back and reverse that clip if I end up being right about Cooper Kupp getting hurt. My concern with Kupp is that he can't physically possibly be ready as quickly as he came back, but that isn't to say his compensation will for sure cause an injury. Maybe his other muscles and ligaments and everything, they're going to hold up. I don't know. He's an injury-prone guy, though. My running backs are Cook, Chubb, but I oopsied on. Let me just admit it. I oopsied right now on Cooper Kupp. But I appreciate you telling me that I do admit my wrongs. And Baker I've been wrong about. That's a big oopsie too. The reason I have top 3 team in this league is from good portion of Smitty's advice, says AV. Thank you, AV. Mike Ward. Vanette being going to be good in Pittsburgh. I don't know. Fournette, AP for Bell. Fournette, AP, yes. Take Bell. Smitty is the GOAT, bro. Thank you. Yeah, Henry, good point. We are only 3 weeks in. Hard to know who is really misses and makes. Agreed. Traded Brady, but if I've hit hardcore on somebody, I've been pushing hard, like Baker. I need to admit my oopsie right now, and I can take it back. I can retract my oopsie if I want, but right now I'm going to admit it. I think I need to admit that it's an oopsie, at least for now. For sure is. Baker's been scoring dog shit. I traded Mixon for Bell. I like that. I like Bell more. There's still risk with both, but I like Bell more. Another advantage of watching your show is you'll call out the big name guys on being bust or them being better than years past, unlike fantasy counselor who's been a Dalvin Cook hater for no reason. Well, being a Dalvin Cook hater is just there's a screw loose. The counselor is my guy. He's entertaining. I like him just the way he is, and I don't want him to change for anybody. Trade for Melvin Gordon, giving up Mack and Cooks. I think I gotta roll. Maybe I'll let you guys roll with me. I might rant. I might not be able to read any questions, but I'll let you be along for the ride. But I got somewhere I gotta be, and we'll head over there. All right, so I'm gonna ramble. I can't read questions. I apologize in advance. Hold on a second before I back into somebody. So you can ask questions, and I don't know who wants to be the, hey, Smitty can't answer you, police. But I most likely will need one of you to let people know that, because I'm sure there'll be new people in the chat and they won't know that I'm not answering questions because I won't be looking at the phone, because that would be irresponsible. So let me ramble and rant about a few things, and you guys just listen if you want, log off if you want, whatever. But make sure if you're new, you subscribe, you hit the thumbs up, and you hit that notification bell. Also, once this live is over, it'll be like zeroed out with comments, because the live chat doesn't count as the comments. That's something good to follow along with as well. Live chat is included when you watch the video back, but the comments will be cleared out, and that's your chance to ask me a question before the comments blow up and load up with tons of comments. So if you have a question that I didn't get to answer, and again, I can't answer because I'm driving, I can't read anything, but I will definitely try and get back to as many comments as I can, especially the earlier comments that post. Sometimes like a week later people comment, I don't always see those, but anything posted like right away, I usually do get to, so know that. So let me ramble and rant. So hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and the 2 times you can find me and know where I'm going to be at all times is 10 p.m. Eastern to 11 p.m. Eastern. Every Wednesday, I broadcast my CBS Sports radio show from my side of the fence in my studio. So you'll find me there at youtube.com/The Fantasy Football Show, where you're at right now every Wednesday. And then, of course, 1 hour before kickoff, I do a morning show here on YouTube. So every week, 1 hour before kickoff, you can find me, all right? Time to ramble and rant. Again, I can't emphasize enough the two or three, 4 buy lows that are left. Kittle at tight end. You've got Zeke Elliott at running back, who you could buy. You're not going to steal him away, but you can get him for value that you should not be able to get him for. And then Mike Thomas, Juju. Devin Singletary is a player that I really, truly believe in. I think Devin Singletary is going to really turn it on at the end of the year. I hope that it's right now. I don't know that it will be, but I think I was not, even though we haven't to see out of Montgomery, we haven't yet seen what we've wanted to see out of
Devin Singletary. I think both of these rookies will have fantastic finishes to the 2019 fantasy football season. And if you are smart, you will go get both of these guys on the cheap if you can. Don't buy high. That's not the point of trading. Trading is the whole point is to buy low. The whole point is like to treat it like a stock. Every time you make a trade, ask yourself, hey, if this was a stock, would I buy it right now? And if the answer is no, it's at an all-time high, it might drop. Or if you want to think of it like a housing market, would you buy a house at the top and peak when you know that the housing market's going to drop? The answer is no. So treat it like that. If it's an investment, let's say it's a house that, think of it like this. Let's say that player or house is one that you want long-term. You don't really, you don't want to buy it at a freaking high and you know it's going to drop, a ton. Otherwise, wait. Don't buy it until it drops a little. But let's say you think, oh, it might stay the same. It might not go up. It might even go down a little bit, but I want that house. I want that house for the long term. I want to live there. That house is amazing. I'm not going to sell it. It's going to make me happy. If that's the same thing for like a player like Dalvin Cook and you've got to pay the piper to get him, or a player like Christian McCaffrey, or a player like DeAndre Hopkins or Deshaun Watson or Pat Mahomes, and you have or even slightly above, even if they took a dip, you would maybe lose a little bit, but you can build your team around it, especially if this is a dynasty talk that we're having. Then it's not bad to buy at not necessarily his peak, but you believe that that's you ever want to buy a player on the high, is when you're confident that this player is going to carry you and you're going to have your value hold. When you're buying any player, you should treat it like, okay, where's the value, the market value? Is it all going to plummet? Is it going to go up? For me, Devin Singletary and Monty, you can pretty much guarantee yourself that you can buy them right now at a decent value. And maybe the owner that owns him won't trade either. And that's possible because if I own Devin Singletary and someone comes knocking, I'm not going to trade him, most likely, unless they give me an amazing deal where they're overpaying, which is what I'm telling you not to do. I would definitely not trade Devin Singletary unless somebody is overpaying to an extreme degree. So you won't land Devin Singletary and Monty in every league. Not everybody's going to trade. And some owners don't trade at all. I can't stand those owners. I can't stand the owner that says when they walk out of their draft, yeah, I'm not going to trade. I'm just going to see how it plays out for a couple weeks and then we'll go from there. Or they draft your backup running back like Pollard gets grabbed. And you're like, okay, I'm going to give you a really reasonable offer. Here's your blah, blah, blah. And I'll also give you your backup to, James Conner. Here is, Jalen Samuels. And I'll even give you this. And you're like overpaying. And they're like, no, I'm just going to stand pat for a while. I hate that. We all hate those owners. Make a damn trade. But those owners exist. So you're not going to pull off a trade in every league. But do go and get Devin Singletary where you can. I think Devin Singletary could flirt with high-end running back 2 numbers and occasionally have games where people start going, oh my God, is this a running back 1? He could have those kinds of games in 2019. But you have to buy low because there's now injury risk. You have to buy low because you don't know how they're going to use him. There's usage risk with teams and coaches. And look at David Montgomery. They draft a guy, they go after him, they get him because they want to play and they want him to be their starter, and they don't freaking use him. His usage has gone up each week, but there's a lot of garbage touches he got last week that accounted for him increasing in his carry workload usage, whatever. So you almost got to look at last week and be like, was that real? Or would he have not gone up and would he have just continued to be misused? We don't know, but his usage has kind of steadily increased. But it's coaching. It's ridiculous coaching, which you got to account for as a fantasy football owner. And I didn't account for Nagy or that entire staff using Monty the way they've been using him. I didn't see it coming, and it sucks, and I hate it, and it drives me nuts, and I think they're wrong, and I think we're right, and I don't think we're wrong based on talent. I don't think I'm wrong based on talent as far as Montgomery goes. I don't think I'm wrong based on talent as far as Devin Singletary goes, and he's not really doubted by his team. They love him. They got rid of McCoy. They clearly love him. If anybody's asking questions, you guys, I'm not answering, and if a few of you can let people know if they ask them that I'm not going to see it. I might see it in a minute. I might pull over here in a second and answer just one or two. I'm not wrong about Darrell Henderson, and you can rip me apart all you want, and you can judge me at the end of the year, but I'm not wrong based on the talent. I'm wrong based on the situation. And as much as I want to blame that coaching staff that lies to us left and right, because they said he would get 9 to 12 touches a game. But they also said they used Todd Gurley in the Super Bowl. They also said Todd Gurley wouldn't be cut back and be on a snap count. And if you probably asked them, well, what about his usage then? They probably would say, oh, we didn't have him on a snap count. We're just not going to use him as much. That would be the answer that the Rams would give you. But you know what? That's on me, because that's still a part of the equation. We still knew they were liars about their usage of their running backs. So, oopsie on me. But I still believe there's a really good chance that Darrell Henderson gets a shot at some point. When and if Gurley goes down, Todd Gurley will open a door for Darrell Henderson to get the touches that like Malcolm Brown's getting right now. And even if Malcolm Brown goes into that lineup, which I don't think will necessarily be the case, I think they'll just split it. We'll get enough carries and chances for Darrell Henderson that Darrell Henderson gets to use that explosive ability that he continues to prove is elite in the at the college level. Freaking fantastic. At the college level, there's no more explosive guy in the college football history. And we're talking about, sorry, I'm driving. Let me park here so I can concentrate. Like fumbling around with my words here. Trying to find a parking spot. Okay, now I can concentrate. What I was saying so unclearly, as I was trying to pull in and somebody almost hit me, Darrell Henderson needs to be given a shot before we can judge his talent and everything. Will he not get one ever? Maybe. But I think he will. I think once and if Gurley goes down, he will get a shot. And he has more 20 and 40 plus yards than anybody in college coming out of college last year. More yards per touch than anybody in college football history, and 8.9 yards per carry in back-to-back seasons with heavy usage. So once a guy like that gets 10 carries or 8 carries, you're going to see a monster performance. So get ready. You don't necessarily need to buy Henderson now. A lot of people have dropped him, but monitor it and don't be the guy that misses out on getting him when the time comes. If Gurley got hurt and got carted off the field in week 4, you can't tell me that there wouldn't be a new revived, oh my God, do we go get Darrell Henderson number 1 off waivers? Don't give me that crap. You know that's exactly how it'd go. So for all you Darrell Henderson haters out there, just wait. Just wait. Be a little patient. When will Hunter Henry be healthy? I'm not trusting Hunter Henry anymore. I'm just not. Fournette, Breda, and Galladay for Chubb. That's a lot, man, and I don't know either way. I mean, I feel like you could get more for Fournette and Galladay right now than Chubb, but I probably would do that if you could make sure you could back them up. But even then, it's so tough to know if Chubb's going to be the guy. I probably would. Juju, Andrews, Eckler for Zeke and OJ. I'd probably take Zeke, bro. Will Hunter Henry? I don't know about Hunter Henry. Best streaming option. The best streaming option is the Fantasy Football Show. Matt. Best QB streaming option. Jacoby might be sneaky, and then Winston, but I maybe go Jacoby this week, but Winston can still produce, man. It's so hard to sit Winston. He could have 4 TDs. Be patient on Elliott. Yeah. All right. Last couple questions. Hit me. Smitty, do you play DFS at all? I do. When I go into other states, I do. And there's some debate on that, that when you cross like state lines to play, whether you can play or not. I don't know. I don't know what the actual laws are on that. but I do believe you are allowed to. Just like you can go into Vegas and play, but you can't, or you can go to Vegas and gamble. I do believe the laws are that you can go into California and play fantasy football online, and it's a GPS-based setup, but I don't know about cashing it out. You kind of have to go with your own state laws and stuff like that on that. I can't speak to that, so it's kind of up to you. It's kind of up to you to find out that information. I don't know it. I can't tell you and advise you on it. But I believe there's some gray area in terms of that cashing out part. But playing it, it's all based on your location when you're playing it. But cashing it out, I think it goes on like your residence too. So I don't know. But I think it's also left up to the sites that you're doing it with. They may have policies that don't necessarily match with some of that gray area or whatever I'm talking about. Darwin Thompson going to get enough carries this year? As of right now, no. Smitty, what's your thoughts on picking up Jay Ajayi? I've already answered that gaming a couple times, but I'm sure you weren't here when I talked about it. I'm not sure, man. I trust Jay Ajayi's knees like I trust Todd Gurley's knees. So I don't know how you go from being out of the league to jumping in and doing well. Daryl Williams with 1 L, not 2 L's. Or Sony at flex. I go, wow, 0.5 PPR. Call me a gambling man, but I might go Daryl 1L. Devontae Adams is not a long-term issue. Toe, says Roger. In capitals, yelling. Smitty, what are your thoughts on picking up Jay Ajayi? I already answered that question. Take a lap, Smitty. Rogers, there is no turf toe that heals during the course of a season, says Kyle. Doobie Eckler will still have value even after Gordon returns, but with you owning Cook, I would try and make a trade. Yeah, I'd try and get Madison if you own Cook. Is Damian Williams a buy low? Damian Williams is getting dropped in a lot of leagues, so you can almost pick him up. Which is crazy, but also like when you have a bench full of great players and your face, like I saw Damian Williams get dropped in one of my leagues. I'm like, dude, I'm picking him up. I clicked the button, added Damian Williams to the queue. It's like, you must make a drop now. And I'm like, and I couldn't find one. I'm like, who do I drop? I'm not dropping Madison, dropping all these players. I even had Tony Pollard, and I'm like, I'm not dropping Tony Pollard. And I'm like, I'm not dropping Tony Pollard for Damian Williams. This feels so wrong. But the bottom line is, we don't know what his role is right now. But I would try and find a way, if I had like a spot to burn or some kind of extra wide receiver or a backup tight end or, you know, some backup quarterback when there are quarterbacks available. In those situations, I would definitely pick up Damian over those. But when it comes to these stash running backs, Damian Williams is now a stash running back. So you got to value him with all the other stash running backs and say to yourself, do I drop... you don't drop Devin Singletary. You don't drop even like Jalen Samuels. Is he worth more right now? He might be. I have Jalen Samuels and Benny Snell in like 8 leagues. I'd say like 10 of my 14 leagues I probably have the duo. And I'm not giving up on that duo because I really believe that that duo will feed me good production later. Diggs has been historically good against the Bears, Diggs or Sutton. I'm okay with that, but Diggs could also fail big time. Is TJ Hawkinson a good streamer for Kittle on a bye? Absolutely. Don't give up on Hawk. He looked great in week 1. He didn't look good. He didn't just have numbers. He looked great. He looked beast-like. He looked dominant. He looked like an elite tight end in week 1. He didn't just have the numbers. So after 3 weeks, people are, they're giving up on him, bailing. I go buy low on Hawk, especially in Dynasty, but I do in a redraft as well. Especially if he's sitting on someone's bench and they're not using him anymore, they've already decided I'm benching Hawk until further notice. You might be able to get him really cheaply, and he might even get dropped. And so that's probably why you're asking, is he got dropped? And Hawk to me, if I own Andrews or Waller, I'm just being real with you. I would pick up Hawk, and I would trade Waller for something big, because Waller's value will never be higher. I trade Andrews as soon as he proves to be healthy for something big, because he has massive value. And I believe in Hawk enough that I'd be willing to take that gamble at my tight end spot to improve really, really well at another position. And I'm talking like you're upgrading a McLaren to, you know, trying to think of a name like Juju or something like that. Or you trade a Edelman into a Juju, or trade, you know, somebody like Edelman or at that level into a Mike Thomas, or trade a Chubb into a Zeke Elliott by giving up Waller. Like that's how you do that. Or Watson. Let's say you trade Stafford or Matt Ryan into a Deshaun Watson by using Waller or Andrews and putting Hawk into your starting lineup. That's how I make trades. That's how I roll. That's how I build teams that at the end of the year, people are like, how the hell did you get this team? You couldn't have possibly drafted it. And the answer is no, I didn't. I traded for it. And I use smart waiver wire swap outs and moves and navigation and navigating through my lineup that way. Picking up Hawk, trading Waller or Andrews is the way to roll. It's a gamble. Waller's playing great. Some people like to have a steady tight end no matter what. And they're willing to not make a trade to feel comfortable at night that they've got that tight end down, the tight end spot on lock. But for me, I'll take the gamble all day long on a Hawk. I like Hawkinson. I think he's going to be good. I think he's a really good buy low, pick up, add, trade away your other tight end and put him in player. So let's add him to the list of the week 4 go-gets. Week 4, pick him up before it's too late. Trade your other tight end and start Hawk before it's too late. Let's add that to the week 4 queue and docket for week 4's dues before the kickoff on Sunday morning. Do it. Get to it. Kyle, a lot of people think like that, and I'm okay with that. Kyle says he likes to have it. He likes to have the tight end spot locked on safe mode, and I get it. I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. But I'm just telling you how I roll and how I build a team by being one step ahead. And I think Hawk is a good part of that. I think it's a great way to be one step ahead in your league. Yeah, just about conversion timer. That's right. In fact, I'm going to get to work on that. I'll try and report back to you guys on my progress. But I'm going to try and get rid of all my tight end positions where I have Hawk. And I'm going to try and get rid of like any elite tight end I might have and see what I can maneuver around in my lineup and upgrade at different spots. I'm going to see what I can do. Debo after the bye, I like Debo. I trade Debo, or Doobie says I trade Kittle and pick up Hawk. Yeah, I think that'd be good. I like Kittle. Depends on what you can get. I don't trade Kittle if you can't get a lot. And I don't know that you can right now, so that's going to be the problem, Doobie, with that approach right now until he goes nuts, until he has a 150-yard, 1 TD game. And if you can't get top dollar for Kittle, then you can't trade Kittle. You'd almost be better waiting for Hawk to go off and then trade Hawk versus trading Kittle low. But I guess the point would be if you can't make a good tight end trade, go get Hawk if he's on waivers, or buy low if you can, and then, and only then, do you wait on Hawk to blow up, and then you can make a trade one of the two later. But I wouldn't force a trade this week if you've got Kittle and Hawk and be like, oh, well, I got to trade Kittle, and you trade Kittle for something that's like, that hurts you, All right, guys, I'm gonna peace out for now. I appreciate everybody watching, and please subscribe if you haven't already. It helps the channel grow. My goal is to bring you a everyday show, like 4 hours a day, and I need your help by having you subscribe, telling people. I know you don't want to tell everybody about your favorite channel, but it helps make it fun to have your own people in the community and your own friends in the community. It just makes it for such a more enjoyable experience. It's more valuable than keeping a secret on something that's going to reach them anyways. I plan on this show being so big that your buddies are going to find out about it anyways. But if you tell everybody, it can grow, make this channel grow faster, and that's going to allow me to provide you more content. So subscribe, hit the notification bell. You can find me every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on my CBS Sports Radio hour that I do every single Wednesday. I broadcast it live here on my show, and you can find me 1 hour before kickoff every single week. So join me 1 hour before kickoff every week here on youtube.com/the fantasy football show. And please go to sleeperu.com and check out that product, the bold predictions, everything. Thanks, guys.